Andrew, what
They
was the
are.
wake-up
It's
call?
very true.
Because sometimes when we are in these situations, we might have people trying to put sense into our heads, and we are stubborn or stuck in our ways until there is a wake-up call. And
Uh,
unfortunately, that wake-up call might be a little bit too late for some. What was your wake-up call, and what would be your advice for us to wake up before that even happens?
um, you're never too late to wake up. There's a better dream when you wake up. But
Mm.
it's a great question. My my wake up call came in from the most unlikely of places. Our bodies, our bodies are energy. I think we all understand that. It's,
Mm-hmm.
but our emotions are energy. They're energy in motion. And what I had done, I had trapped a whole bunch of fear and anger and pain in my body, and I never dealt with it. And when I was about 18, 19, I started to cough up blood. And it was, I was told that it's my diet, drink less Coke, drink less coffee. And so I started to do that. And it would kind of get better, and then it got worse. And then it got worse and worse and worse. And around, towards the end of the pandemic, I was going to see an acupuncturist because I had done everything for it. I had done all these different medical things. Nothing was working, and I was really exhausted from it. So, acupuncture was giving me temporary relief, meaning like, I get my meridians and energy flowing, and I'd feel good for a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, I was cutting stuff out of my diet to try to figure it out. And at one point I went to her and I said, like, I don't know what to do. I said, this physical thing, like, I've cut out everything. I'm basically um, I'm basically at a point where I'm having water and certain vegetables and nothing is still feeling terrible. And she said, like, when this happens, it's because your head and your heart aren't agreeing. Meaning your head is going, we need to do this. This is the logical thing. This is how we stay safe. That's what my head was doing. And my heart was going, this is not for us anymore. Please wake up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do the things I need to do inside of you to make you wake up. So she told me this, and I broke down crying. And I hadn't cried in front of anybody in a long time. I'm surprised I'm not crying on this show at this point because I can cry at the drop of a hat now because I just believe in releasing my emotions. I'm like, nope, that's not the bad thing's not staying in, it's coming out. Um, and I'm so much happier because of that. And I I looked at it and I had to face the things that I hadn't faced. And the biggest thing was the trauma for my sister. And that was my wake up call. I went and did different modalities to heal from it. I did EMDR, which led me to like eye movement, desensitization. I can't remember the R part, but it's basically you move your eyes back and forth and it reprograms your brain. I think we
Okay.
spoke about that at one point before we got on the call. And what that did for me was it was very empowering to know that things can change very quickly if you want them to, but you have to want them to, and you might have to go through the fire to get there, but it's really worth it because where you are isn't helping.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has a different wake up call. Sometimes it comes through the loss of something important, whether it's a job, marriage, friend, child. Like these things happen, but they don't happen to you. They're happening for you. And when you can start to see your life as a series of events that have been happening for you, everything changes. I have done a lot of work around my childhood with the one instance that I was telling you about, and a bunch of others, but with that now I can see my sister. This is the greatest thing that's happened to me. it put me on this new path. It freed me from a lifetime um, of pain and suffering internally. You know, like I said, on the outside I was good, on the inside I was rotten. And it was actually my acupuncturist that said that. It's like, you're rotten on the inside, and you know, you have to tend your soil and begin to grow, begin to heal, and that's what happens. So, you know, hopefully anybody's wake up call doesn't come like that. I would never wish it on anyone else,
Hmm.
but I think the harder our traumas that happen for us, the bigger results we can have with the people around us and the world as a whole. I think when you can embrace that these things happen to you for a reason that you can turn into good, life gets a lot more interesting.
Hmm. Hmm. Very, very insightful.